Before we start this video off, I just want to let you guys know that I am intentionally wearing a Stussy shirt because I am reviewing a skateboard today. And if I wore shoes in my house, I would be wearing my checkered Vans. But anyways, let's get on with the video. Hello everyone! What is going on? In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Boosted Board Mini X. So I've had the board now for about 6 weeks and I've ridden it for about 100 miles and I just want to go ahead and review the skateboard. So I'm going to go ahead and break this off into 3 different categories. So category 1 will be tech stuff, so that'll be all the specs and things you need to know. Secondly will be my experience with the Boosted Board Mini X, and the third will be how it has actually changed my life for the better and why I would consider it to be arguably one of the best things I have ever bought in 2019 or even in the last few years. So moving on to category 1 with the tech specs, this is the Boosted Board Mini X and not the Boosted Board Mini S. So with that, you get these 85mm gray wheels, you get a top speed of 20 miles per hour, you get a 14-mile range. The gray wheels versus the orange wheels on the X versus the S, I believe are the exact same. They're just the color, so no worries about that unless you're really specific on the color of your wheels. One little cool thing about the Boosted Board Mini X and the S is that it is a skateboard and not a longboard, so being able to carve a little better through corners is really useful. I don't have to get off as often, and also being able to have that little thing on the bottom where I can just kick the board and pick it up easily is super awesome as well. So just a couple things in mind when choosing an electric skateboard versus an electric longboard or penny board. So this has 3 riding modes. You have beginner, eco, and expert, and they cap out at 12, 16, and 20 miles per hour respectively. The faster you go, the more inaccurate that battery is. So I don't actually get 14 miles on the battery when going in eco or in expert. I get more around 11 or 12. But if you were to stay in beginner the whole entire time, you'll definitely hit that 14-mile range. But the main reason why I did get the Mini X is because of that range, that 14-mile range versus the 7-mile range on the S. It retails for $1,000 and the Mini S retails for $750. But Boosted Board does have a 20% off student discount. So I was looking more for $800 versus $600. So for me, that extra $200 from $600 to $800 was 100% worth it, because if I forget to charge my battery, which I have done on occasion for sure because I am human, I don't have to freak out. I know that I can definitely go on for around a day and 3/4. So, but definitely I can last 2 days as long as I am careful, and that is definitely amazing to have. And I think that's pretty much it for the specs. There's some more stuff, but none of it's really that important. Moving on to number 2, my experience with the Boosted Board Mini X. So here's a little bit of backstory. Up until before I got this, I have ridden on a longboard slash skateboard slash pennyboard for maybe 10-15 minutes max. So in other words, I did not know how to ride a skateboard at all. I am also a second-year student at The Ohio State University on the main campus, but I am also a commuter. So with those 2 things sort of going on in place, I went ahead and got the Boosted Board Mini X because I was tired of taking the bus and having to walk everywhere. I could either park in the commuter parking lot and take like a 20 to 30 minute bus to get from place to place, or I could park really far away from a bus stop but closer on campus and then do a long walk. Or I could do some sort of weird medium. But either way, there was a time last spring semester where I had to get from my chemistry class to my film class in 15 minutes, and I believe Google Maps said it was a 16 or 17-minute walk. So I had to spend a lot of money on the electric scooters, and I have a very similar commute like that this semester. And so I wanted to get the Boosted Board Mini X just so that way I can travel with it. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and bring it back just a little bit. With the Boosted Board Mini X, never ridden a skateboard, and there is a steep learning curve from, oh my god, what the heck is happening, to I think I got it, to like, I could probably close my eyes and boost the board up. Like, it's kind of crazy. With that said, be careful. Wear a helmet, wear pads, or else you'll get messed up. I got very cocky, and after like 3 or 4 hours of having the boosted board and after riding it, I thought I could go from 12 to 16 to 20 miles per hour. And when I first hit 20 miles per hour, or the second time I guess to be exact, I went ahead and got wrecked. I fell off the boosted board and I scraped myself against the concrete. I got about 8 or 9 scars like all over my body, like on my hands, on my elbow, and on my leg, and even a little bit on my stomach, and it was a very painful week. So, like I said, there's a steep learning curve. Please be careful. After like 15 hours or something like that of riding the board, you just become an instant like pro. It's definitely a completely different experience riding the board after you give it solid amounts of hours. So ease into that expert mode at 18 or 20 miles per hour depending on which boards you get. But with that said, after that incident, after being humbled, riding the skateboard has been so amazing. It feels very, very intuitive. With the remote control, you just push the button on your index finger where it naturally lies to engage the throttle, and then you roll your thumb forward to go forwards, roll it back to go backwards or to start braking, and so on and so forth. It's been an amazing experience. The only downside I could really have, I guess, is the fact that my shoes get a little more dirty. So if I run into a puddle and I'm wearing some white shoes, rip. So I gotta be very careful. And then carrying it up the flight of steps. But to me, that's really not even that big of a deal because I boosted board as close as I can to the door, and then all I have to do is climb up a flight of steps for like, what, 30, 45 seconds, and boom, I'm in my class. I'd rather have that 30 to 45 seconds of struggling to carry a skateboard up than to have to walk 15 minutes because I save so much time. It's not that hard. Like, it's a skateboard. It's not a longboard, so it's not like I need to carry it all the way up here. I can carry it at my natural arm's length. It's just a little bit heavy. I believe it's 15 pounds, so if you can't carry 15 pounds at like normal arm's length for a minute, then rip to you, I guess. But I think that's it for my experience with the Boosted Board Mini X. So now let's get a little more specific and go into why it has really changed my life. Like I said, I am a commuter at The Ohio State University. It is a pain to walk around campus. My classes are so far spread out and it's just horrible. I also have a second job on campus, and that's also in West Campus, which is not where all the classes are. Most of the classes are on North or South Campus. So having to walk everywhere is just a big pain in the butt. It just takes up a lot of time. Like, time is money. Like, if I get to work earlier or if I can leave later, that's technically money. If I can shave off an extra 30 minutes of the week and I can use that towards studying, 30 minutes of studying is a lot. So it has been just an amazing experience. I can now park wherever I want. I don't have to worry about parking in the 9th row versus the 3rd row because I'm lazy and don't want to walk those 6 rows. For me, that's an extra 4 or 5 seconds on the boosted board. It's amazing to be able to just park wherever I want and to get wherever I want. One example that I have is I have a 15-minute commute between 2 classes, and it's approximately 10 to 11 minutes. Now that's super doable. But at the end of my first class, sometimes it stays late like a minute or 2, which in that case, that is very important that I get out right on time. Secondly, in my second class, attendance is taken right at the beginning. So I can't be late, otherwise it'll be either embarrassing or I'll get marked absent. And if I'm absent 5 times, I automatically fail the class. So I no longer have that stress of having to walk or having to get out of that first class on time. I can now just stress-free, just zoom across campus on my boosted board. Secondly, there's been a couple times where I forgot my water bottle in a different building. So if I go from like work or class to work or class, I'll realize, crap, I forgot my water bottle. And it's a whole adventure to have to go back over there to walk to the place to get my water bottle and walk back to where I need to be. Or even if it's after class, going from place to place, it's just a big, annoying obstacle? Burden? I don't know the right word. But because of my boosted board, zoom zoom, I'm back to where I was, which would have been impossible on my boosted board. So seriously, as a commuter and walker on campus, having the Boosted Board Mini X has just changed my life. Not being able to stress out about the battery life is amazing. Being able to zoom across campus is amazing. Being able to explore different areas of campus in a short amount of time is amazing. Not having to stress out about parking or walking is amazing. And it's just been such an amazing experience riding the Boosted Board Mini X. Initially, when I first got it, I was scared to ride it and I was scared about the money. But now I think that it was an $800 well spent, and after some serious hours of practicing and after breaking my whole body, I feel like a pro riding the Boosted Board Mini X. I now ride on the normal driving lanes instead of on the sidewalks because I feel a lot more confident and a lot more safe. And I'm pretty sure I'm rambling now, so let's just go ahead and wrap up this video. So once again, this is my review of the Boosted Board Mini X coming from a sophomore in college who commutes, who's walking around campus a lot, who has never really ridden a skateboard beforehand, and my experience has just been lovely. Between the Mini X and the Mini S, I would really recommend the Mini X if you can cough up that extra money. And even if you have never ridden a board, after a few hours of carefully practicing, I think you can feel really comfortable and really safe on it. That's pretty much it for this video. I just want to go ahead and share my thoughts and experience on the Boosted Board Mini X. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.